Alrighty guys, it is Qaaman here today, and I'm bringing you another episode of my new series Dragon Ball Q, with the Q standing for quick. So in today's video I will discuss a very popular debate revolving around the character known as Puar, as I've noticed in Blackenfist's Thought for Talk episode 4 that many of you were debating whether or not Puar was a male or a female. So in today's video I will be discussing whether or not Puar is a male or a female based off of the information from both the manga and the anime, and I will give my final thoughts. So without wasting any more time, let's get straight into this video. So let's first start off with the Ocean dub of Dragon Ball. As far as the Ocean dub goes, Puar has been mentioned to be a female at essentially every point of the series. As a matter of fact, there were so many instances of Puar being mentioned as a female, unlike the other versions of Dragon Ball, that we can safely make the assumption that Puar was accepted as a female. What adds to the fact that Puar was considered a female from the Ocean dub is the fact that Puar has been voiced by Kathy Morse for Dragon Ball, and then Kathy Wesseluck for Dragon Ball Z. In one of the earlier dubs of Dragon Ball, the Harmony dub, Puar was voiced by Cheryl Chase. And when we move on to the Funimation dub, the dub that most of you are probably familiar with, Puar was voiced by Monica Antonelli, and then Brina Palencia took on the job for the English video games and for Dragon Ball Z Kai. So, what does that tell us? Well, every single one of Puar's voice actors for all the English dubs were women, and for us who live in the Western Hemisphere, voice has a lot to do with the gender of the character. Despite instances of Stephanie Nadolny voicing Kid Goku and Gohan, two major characters for the series, Kid Gohan and Kid Goku had clear undeveloped masculine voices. For the Japanese dub, Puar's voice actor was Naoko Watanabe, sorry if I'm mispronouncing it wrong, and as you would have guessed, another female. Although I should mention that culturally, female voice actors play as male characters a lot more often in Japan, especially when playing young boys, so it's not so much of a surprise. So, now that I have given you the background, let's get into what Akira Toriyama, the man who made Dragon Ball himself, said. According to Pojo.com, in a Shonen Jump interview, Toriyama was asked about Puar's gender. In it, he specifically stated that he considered Puar a male while writing him into the story. Now, the legitimacy of this exact source is unknown, and I have researched it all over the internet, and many fans speculated to have been in the Shonen Jump #1 issue. So whether or not you take that as a legitimate source is up to you, but there is one more piece of evidence that I find interesting to support this debate. In the manga, Puar is often referred to as Puar-kun, and after doing some linguistics research in Japanese, kun is used in a more masculine context, whereas chan is used in a more feminine context, which does support that Toriyama did indeed intend for Puar to have been a male. He was also referred to as Boku, which is a direct translation from male servant. Now, I understand that many of you will be confused because in the Funimation series, Puar was referred to as a she, like in this instance.
Don't worry, Bulma. Everything's gonna be fine.
No, it's not.
There, child.
Yamcha's dead now. No, Yamcha!
Puar! Oh no, another one's down! Puar, say something! Anything!
She'll be okay.
As I look through some fan forums, many fans believe Puar is actually genderless and is essentially an it. But out of respect, the Z Fighters didn't want to refer to Puar as an it in third person, so basically they picked a gender for Puar, calling it a female instead of just calling it an it based off of the way it sounded. But this is all speculation and this is more fan related, but I just felt it would be interesting to mention this to you guys. So, ultimately, at the end of the day guys, I have my piece on how I think this all happened. Puar was originally voiced by Naoko Watanabe, a female voice actor, and unlike other characters like Goku or Gohan who were also played by women, Puar was a cat-like animal. Goku, despite his female voice actor, is clearly a male, and the same goes for Gohan, who is also clearly a male. So when the Dragon Ball Z series was dubbed across the world, for a cat-like creature, the editors could easily perceive that Puar was supposed to be a female based off of the female counterpart, which was the voice actor, which makes complete sense. At the end of the day, however, there is more evidence from the manga to argue that Puar is a male than a female based off of the context of the Japanese linguistics, and there is also no argument to support Puar as a female in the original manga, which is why I say Puar was originally intended to be a male, but due to female voice acting and being an animal-like creature instead of a humanoid-like creature like Goku and Gohan, it's easy to have confused it with being a female. So guys, that has been my video for today. I would love to hear what you guys think in the comment section below. I admit that it's easy to confuse yourself with a topic that may be a bit inconsistent in different dubs, but at the end of the day, I believe that Puar was originally intended to have been a male. Please check out my Goku vs Superman video that I did with Duct Tape and Rhymestyle in the description. And also check out Duct Tape from the Comment Corner, as I have started making videos with him in addition to all of my other video partners. But most importantly, over everything else, please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. And remember, as I always say, to have a great day, guys.